Por esta razón, los Elliots eligieron la Universidad de Arizona porque la escuela ha estado aquí durante más de 100 años y no se va a ir a ningún lado. This reasoning led to the Elliots choosing their alma mater, the University of Arizona, because the school has been here for well over 100 years and isn't going anywhere anytime soon. When you think about the police force, you probably think of the people wearing the badge and not the four-legged officer. The police department at the U of A has two different K-9 units, one that detects explosives and one for crisis responses. With more Gen Z Hispanics being involved, it's no surprise that they tend to be younger than eligible voters overall. Even though the bill is meant to protect officers, some people believe it is a threat to their First Amendment rights. According to a recent study by the Pew Research Center, the estimated number of Hispanic eligible voters has now grown to almost 35 million. That is an increase of almost 5 million since the last midterm, representing the largest growth of eligible voters in the U.S.
More generations, younger generations of Latinos who have experienced adversity are finally registering to vote.
It is estimated that Hispanics now account for 14.3% of all eligible voters in this election. University of Arizona Student Body President Patrick Robles predicts the number of Hispanic voters to double by the next election.
As more Latinos register to vote, that number will go up. I'm predicting double, quite frankly.
With more Gen Z Hispanics being involved, it's no surprise that they tend to be younger than eligible voters overall.
We are the future generation of this country, of this state, and our voices are pretty important.
University of Arizona student Gabriela Solis believes her vote made an impact in this election, especially since midterms are more local-based.
I feel like on the local scale, individuals have bigger impact the most.
The average age for Hispanic voters is 39 years old, which is 9 years younger than the average of all U.S. voters. Hispanic leaders say they expect the Latino community to continue playing a big role in this upcoming election and the ones following. In Tucson, for Cat's Eye News, I'm Sabian Bermudez.
Let everybody in.
La visión detrás del Museo Afroamericano del Sur de Tucson se inspiró por el nieto Jeremiah Elliott, quien pasa por Jody. En febrero del 2021, Jody estaba terminando un informe escolar sobre un héroe de descendencia afroamericano de su elección, donde preguntó a los Elliots si había un museo en Tucson.
He said, well, you have a museum in Michigan you're helping. Yes. So he goes, so where is the museum in Arizona or Tucson where I can find people that look like me?
Después de que Beverly hizo algunas investigaciones y encontró que no había nada que declara específicamente Museo Afroamericano en Arizona, le dijo a Jody, lo que lo dejó confundido.
He says, what do you mean? There's no black people that did anything? I was like, no, let's not go there.
Después de explicarle que no hay un lugar que muestra a todos los afroamericanos que han tenido un impacto en Tucson, Jody recomendó abrir una.
He looks at me and he goes, well, you were working on that museum back in Michigan. I said, yeah. He said, I think you should open up a museum and I'll help you.
Jody y Beverly dirigieron la idea a Bob Elliott, el esposo de Beverly, quien estaba inmediatamente a bordo. Una de sus primeras preocupaciones era dónde se iba a ubicar el museo.
A lot of African American museums went under during the pandemic because they had a building and they were trying to do programming and they didn't have enough funds to do both.
Por esta razón, los Elliots eligieron la Universidad de Arizona porque la escuela ha estado aquí durante más de 100 años y no se va a ir a ningún lado.
We thought that it'd be a great win-win situation for our museum as well as the university, where now you can help to recruit and attract students, student athletes, staff, professors, everybody that's on campus.
Desde la gran apertura, los Elliots han sido contactados por muchas escuelas, departamentos y comunidades de mayores para un tour del museo. Esto demuestra el interés que la gente tiene en historia afroamericana en el sur de Arizona. En Tucson, para la Universidad de Arizona, soy Sabian Bermudez. When you think about the police force, you probably think of the people wearing the badge and not the four-legged officer. The police department at the U of A has two different K-9 units, one that detects explosives and one for crisis responses.
Slow down. Come here. Come here.
The explosives detection dog Canine Skip came to the department in 2019 from Pacific Coast Canines in the Northwest. Officer and trainer Lauren Connell says selecting a canine is a process that could take a few months.
We look at the different dogs that they have, what their work ethic is like, their drive, and then at that point we select a few dogs to actually test.
Connell says once the dog is tested, they will begin training. One of the trainings is to sense the odor of certain explosives.
Go search. This is a disc. Inside it's got a small piece of fabric paper that's been soaking for a period of time in actual TNT explosives.
You can see Canine Skip at sporting events held at the university checking to see if everything is okay. You may also see Canine Maggie on campus. The Black Lab is the newest member of the unit, as well as the university's first crisis response dog.
It's been a recent push in police departments to have emotional therapy dogs. Good job.
Detective Nicole Nelson says Maggie is not only the officer's friend, but our friend as well.
Recent years have been difficult with police relationships in the community, and we want to make sure that the students here feel welcome to come talk to us. And what better way than a dog?
Maggie has already become a conversation starter with the students. Nelson hopes that in the future she can become the face of the department. But what happens to the dogs once they are considered retired? Their trainers have the option to adopt them from the department. In Tucson,
Down.
I'm Sabian
Stand.
Bermudez.